It wouldn't be unfair to say that I've overspent a vast portion of my time away thinking about tomorrow. But the beautiful irony is that tomorrow isn't here yet, and once it is, it's not tomorrow, but instead today. And then I think about today and how I should in some way find the best place to plant seeds of greatness, because in this shortest of time frames, I only get maybe 16 of the 24 hours to make today stand out above the rest of the crowd so that this one lonely guy named Today doesn't become another snuffed out ghost shuffling through the halls of yesterdays. Such an isolated and lonely vagabond, this little guy Today. In a world overcrowded with tomorrows awaiting arrival, while yesterdays are steadily driving down the oncoming lane to whatever their destination of gone may be, Today stands isolated away from both parts of these pieces, as if the line that established the two halves of this whole circle surrounding meaning. And though he's so damn alone, deep down he knows it's for a greater purpose, because before he ever came to be, he was nothing more than a small drop of tomorrow from the pool of eternity, hardly bearing any meaning at all, because in the distances between tomorrow and today, he could hear echoes owning the air with words that say, tomorrow is never promised. But it doesn't matter now, because regardless of how, today is here. And he knows that he only has one chance to make this great for everything he's got, driven by the need to say, I won't end up the same as the rest of the yesterdays. He knows. He knows yesterdays are the equivalent of money spent, our hardest earned resource thinly stretched, and more often than not, we'd find that all we'd get in transaction was nothing much to show for it, save but for the regrets. He knows that yesterdays can pile up like mountains of rubble, leaving only trouble for the insurmountable number of todays seeking to be the fountains of youth, hoping to revive long-lost yesterdays back into the light. And he also knows of the heartbreak that's coming tonight, because when he's done working, nothing will change what he's become if he, as Today, simply wasn't enough. He knows that much like loved ones past, yesterday is gone and has no plans of ever coming back. But today is him, and he is today, and until the very end of the sunset, he'll be able to stay, and stay he will, because no matter how many people surround you in life, good or bad, the shoes he fills will carry more in weight of the rarest treasures than city-sized vaults filled with gold. Today thinks about how yesterday is a monument of what he's capable of, but only if he can stand above the rest and pass the test of greatness. Today is here because he wanted just one chance to show you what you could do, because if he didn't, then maybe his best friend Time might be riddled with abuse excessively. Today is here to please the parts of you locked away collecting dust like random things to be kept in a shoebox as if they were tokens of the best childhood memories, and this prison of cardboard might just save them from becoming lost. They were already lost, but you didn't know. And so while you were blind to them, they let go, reluctant and heartbroken. They gave up while adrift in a dust storm so thick, even in the depth of their own soul, they knew the heaviness of it all would never lift enough to make it back home. So Today came to you this morning, as you were waking from the throes thrown upon you from yesterday like they were dirty clothes finding their way down to an all too familiar floor. And with coffee in hand and just outside the front door, his other best friend, Time, he said, let's do this. Forget walking idly around like our lives were laid down in tracks poured from metals and alloys that our inner childs know were once called expectations. Or did we forget that the reasons for our rule breaking almost always started with expectations we didn't like? He told you we were ready to fight at the first chance we might be able to defend the very things that mattered most to us at all costs. But amid the battles, we traded the power of will for just giving up, and the bills left to pay for it now come in the forms of my former comrades piling into cliff-shaped hills, and I just can't take it anymore. So let's do this.